What is up, guys? We're back again. I did get some parts in. So first things first, I got the oil pan in, which is a low clearance Holley knockoff one from TSP. I did get it from Poor Man Motorsports. Other than that, I got a seal kit in. So we're replacing the front cover, rear cover, the main seal, the front crank seal, also the knock sensor seal. So let's quit wasting time. Let's get to it. Okay, guys, we're gonna be painting the engine block just to clean it up a little bit. All I'm using is some VHT engine paint. It's good up to 500 degrees Fahrenheit, 220 degrees Celsius, just regular from AutoZone, cheap paint. It'll make the block look a little bit better than it does. Alright guys, so we have our front cover with the crank seal, we have our rear cover, rear seal, and then we have our middle cover with the knock sensors. So we'll be getting all those knocked out real quick. These are pretty straightforward. So they have a lip in here and it's not too hard to get out. So let's get going on that. Just get a big enough pry bar. Let's see if I can get this. That pops out pretty easy. Seals trash. Okay, it's one down. This one might be a little bit harder. You're gonna have to get in here. There's a little lip. I don't know if that comes out on camera. There's a little lip in there. And someone previously put a bunch of silicone in there. See if we get it with a screwdriver. Yeah, pretty easy. Comes out. Yeah, that's nasty. And we have our last one. You have the knock sensors. This is the valley cover. So let's see if we get this. That's out. That's out. Just clean it off the best you can. Alright guys, these are our new knock sensor O-ring seals. So this is one of the old ones that we punched out. Same thing, just make sure it's dry. It's a dry fit. Let's clean this up just a little bit. Good enough. And I always using wood, so something flat. So that's all the way in. Get the other one. Same thing. It's in. And that's in. So voila. Valley cover's done. Alright guys, so valley cover's done, seals are in. We can put this one aside, put that there. Let's do this one. Alright, this is a new seal kit, so we're gonna have to get one of these out here. And we also have the front one. The front cover, put that aside, and here's a gasket for the rear. It's a gasket for the front. Put those aside. Put this down. Alright guys, so all we're going to do is set this in place. It should go in fairly easy. Get something flat. Got this piece of wood. And voila. We are in. Alright, next up we have our front cover, or front seal. And same thing on the front one, the little dimples go on the outside. Again, use something flat. Alright, it's nice and flat. That one's in. Alright, now we'll be installing this one first, but just doing kind of like a mock-up. So new seal, and then we got front cover. Alright, we're just gonna push some of these bolts in. Alright. And alright guys, same thing goes on the rear cover. So we're going to set up alright guys, this one's a little bit harder to see, but I'll do my best to give you guys a good view. Just make sure your back surface is pretty clean, which I already did. I double checked this one. All right. Okay guys, and we have the last one, which is our valley cover. There it is. So just like all the other ones. Okay, and just like all the rest of them, you got to watch it with the NOx sensors. You're gonna feel a little bit of a push. They're gonna be a little bit tight. And all these, just like all the other outside ones, 18 foot-pounds. Alright guys, we're going to flip this over. As you can see, I left this loose. I left the front one loose for a specific reason. We're going to be globbing some silicone on there. But before we do that, we have to unbox the oil pan. So this is what I have. All right, guys, this is my budget oil pan. So it's a Holley knockoff. It's from TSP, from Poor Man Motorsports, but its part number is 81075 BK for it being black. So we're gonna open this up, show you what we got here. Okay, we got a new gasket, new pickup tube. Let's check this out. All right. Got a new oil pan. Also got the hardware kit. Also got the bolts for the oil pan. And this is the windage tray for the inside of the pan, or the block off plate. So let's see if we can't put this together. Okay guys, before we install this pan, this is my stock windage tray. This needs to be cut. So this is how much you take off. Just cut right in front of these two bolts. And then you're gonna cut to about 2 inches back from there. So that goes by, this goes away. These two are done. These are trash. All we need is the back of the windage tray. Okay guys, so I've marked everything. We just gotta chop off straight on the line. All we need is the back of the windage tray. And that is simply because if you do not cut this, this oil pan will never fit on here. So we'll just mock it up real quick. Get the oil pan. Goes about right there, and it's flush. Sits nice and flat. So that's what you need. But this hump is this front end of the windage tray. So this needs to be cut off, and it needs to go for this pan to work. So only reason I went with this is because it does have some turbo drains on the side, which I told you guys I will be having a power adder. No, it's not a turbo, but it's nice to be able to upgrade if I choose to do so. So that's a plus. Okay, these are the oil pan bolts. These are the side plugs. Let's see what we got here. All right. This is the block off plate. Then we have a couple of drain plugs there. These are for the pickup tube. Don't know. Oh, these are for the windage tray. So let's put that together real quick. Okay. So we're going to put this together real quick. All right, and that's good enough for me. All right, guys, we're gonna lube up this O-ring. That's done. I'm going to put a thin coat of lube in here. Alright, let's try that. Alright, there it is. Then we have the two screws that hold down the pickup tube. That's one. Let's get it started. All right, and that was two. Just be very careful with these. These suck to install. Just take your time. Okay, and we don't need to crank these down, but we are going to snug them up just a little bit. Okay, that's good. That's good. All right, we're good there. All right, now we're going to install these. These are all the window tray bolts. Okay, and I'm not using a torque spec for these. This is just a window tray that sits on the top. Okay, I did leave these loose because we are putting a bead of silicone. Let me show you here. It's loose. So very important, do not put this pan on without a bead of silicone. I've seen many people do it. Same thing goes on the front cover. Okay, and of course, we have a new gasket. All right, guys. We're done with these. Done with that. All right, nice that it came with new bolts. So these two are the back ones. All right, guys, very carefully we're going to set our gasket in place. Just like so. We're going to put our oil pan in place. All right, guys, very important. We're going to torque all these down to 18 foot-pounds. Now we can zip this down. Two more bolts in the front. Okay guys, so all of them are torqued down to 18 foot-pounds except for these two in the front and these two in the rear. So these get torqued down to 106 inch-pounds because they are being bolted up to an aluminum cover. Doesn't take much. Done. Okay, done there. Done there. So that's done. Okay guys, again, front and rear covers get torqued down to 18 foot-pounds. All right guys, real quick, this is an oil pan that I got from my boy Chris. But we're not going to be using the oil filter stud, which is this one, only because I'm using a truck oil filter. This is the part number, by the way. It's an AC Delco filter, a PF 46E. The stud screws on kind of tight, which I don't like. But on the truck one, I have no problem. So that is one thing you're gonna have to do if you want to keep this one. I do have an Allen key for this. All right, and this one's still pretty dirty. So these are just a tiny bit different. So we're gonna go with the stock one. So this is the original one. We're just gonna screw it right onto our pan. I do need a little bit of lube here. We're just gonna use some of this assembly lube. Any lube will do. On she goes. For now, we'll just mock it up. I don't like the way that sits. That looks better. We'll tighten these up later. I think I might put a little bit of silicone there. And then we have the plugs. I don't have the Allen key for this, but for now we'll just screw them in there just so I don't lose them. Alright guys, we're gonna wrap this one up, but that's it for this one. So we got the TSP budget oil pan, the Holley knockoff. We got the turbo drains there on each side, which we're not going to be using currently at the moment. Everything's torqued down to spec. We cut the windish tray. We also installed the new front cover seal, also seal on the front. Also installed the rear cover on the back with the seal and the other seal. Pan gasket. Everything's brand new. So it's starting to come together. Let me know what you guys think. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this one. As you saw in the video, we did the low clearance budget oil pan from TSP. It's one of those Holley knockoff ones. It looks exactly the same without the name brand. But the reason I did that is because of the stock truck oil pan. It would fit and it would work. It's just my truck sits so low. I didn't want any problems with me hitting a dip or something and smashing that oil pan. So this one actually sits above the cross member. And that's exactly what I needed, so it's going to work out perfect. But besides that, we took care of the front cover, rear cover, main seal, crankshaft seal. We took care of the valley cover, replaced all the gaskets in it pretty much. And yeah, that's going to do it for this one, guys. If you're not already following me at my Instagram, you can follow me at LowLifeYonquez. I do share a lot of pictures before I get to upload any videos to YouTube or whatnot. So I just want to say a big thank you to all my supporters. I've been getting a lot of support from everyone, a lot of comments for everyone. So as always, guys, comment, like, share, and subscribe. Also hit the bell for notifications, and I'll let you know when a new video is coming out. And I'll catch you guys shortly on the next one.